Hey guys, welcome. It's the daytime and I'm streaming. I don't know what I'm doing. Just kidding, I do. What we're doing here, as you can see, it looks a little different today. I am going to show you guys how to stream for charity and specifically how to join the Community of Cardboard's charity team if that's something you're interested in, and answer a few technical questions about streaming, getting set up, that kind of thing. So you want to be a streamer, you've set up your account, you are almost there, and you've downloaded OBS, and what's next? And that's kind of what we're going to handle. And you can't see my face right now because I'm not showing it. What we're sitting at is a scene called the Starting Soon scene. In OBS, on the left-hand side, you should see scenes, you should see sources, and your audio mixer. If you want the absolute best information from the stream, I definitely suggest you join the Discord. I'm sitting in the Community of Cardboard Discord today, sharing my screen directly, and I'm going to link that in chat so that you guys can head over there and hang out with us. I want you guys to see what I see. So give me 2 seconds so I can link that. I'm going to share the entire Community of Cardboard link tree in chat, and I'm also going to share it in the podium question and answer on the Discord, so you can go other places, figure out what the Community of Cardboard is all about since you're here trying to learn about that. And we are going to switch over to a couple different scenes real quick. First, I've got my COC scene on the top, and that scene is purely this little information here on the bottom. But what that means is that I can add that to any other scene very easily, and it's going to be the same. So if I take these elements and move them over here, when we go back to our starting scene, those things will be right in the middle, which is not what I want. So I'm going to actually just Control Z that, undo it, and move it back to that right hand corner. But now I'm going to show my face. We're going to go to this talk stream, and this is where you can actually see most everything that we're already set up. Now, what I like about this particular background that I'm using is that it is from a source directly from Stream Elements. This is so much easier as a beginner streamer than anything else that you might be doing because it comes ready to go. And if you have Stream Elements installed on your OBS, you can actually edit that directly right in OBS. So I'm looking at my overlay right here, and this gives me the opportunity to move things around, take off objects that I don't like, all of that fun stuff. But I set this up the way that I wanted it beforehand, so we're just going to go exit and leave that. Hi, Bio. Thanks for joining. I see you. All right, so we're going to close that. And you're wondering why this spot here in the center is black and blank. And that is because I haven't set up anything to go in there. So what I want to set up first is Tiltify. I'm going to show you guys how to set up your Tiltify. So I'm going to put in a new scene. We're going to put in a browser. No. We're going to put in a game capture. Yeah. And I'm going to call this Chrome. This is how I add spell table or anything else. I'm going to capture a specific window, and I want that window to be apparently not here. Capture any full screen application. No. Specific window. It doesn't want me to do it at all. Let's see. So let's cancel that and see if we can convince it to play nice. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can. Let's see if we can close Chrome and try again. And again, this is just one of those things where sometimes things go the way you want them to, and sometimes they don't. So it's a little bit of, trying to get everything working the way that you want it to. All right. Specific window, and nope, it doesn't want us to. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to cancel that. We're going to delete that out. We're going to remove it. And instead, we're going to go to a window capture, which is what some people do for spell table. I don't prefer it because it can, if you are capturing the entire window like I am for our Discord stream, if I drag something in front of it, then you can see that as well. So for example, if I were to drag this file folder up here, you can see that because it's part of the window. So just keep that in mind when you're checking your separate windows. I'm going to name this left screen. Another thing to note is that when you create a new source and you name it, it has to be different than your scene names. So sometimes we get a little aggressive. Oh, that is the one that I wanted. There we go. Match title. Y'all, we're fine. So I always go ahead and transform this to fit to screen because that's what I want. And then I'm going to take it in my sources and drag it behind. And you're like, well, now you can't see anything. I know. So we're going to resize it. The cool thing with a nice big background like this is I can actually drag it kind of where I want it. And that's really nice. So I can block those things off. But a better way to handle that is to actually alt click, and I'm going to crop that information out. And the reason why that's a better way to handle it is because when you are doing these kinds of things, you want to make sure that you're not giving away your information, right? So you want to already have this set up in a way that people can't see what you're doing. So that kind of information up there might not tell you much, but let's say I had my email open or a private page that I didn't want people to see. They're going to see that in my tabs. So please, please, please be safe. Don't dox yourself. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to the community of Cardboard, and you can see on Tiltify, we have raised $670 for charity, and you can actually view that campaign. You can donate right there, and you can see all of our team members. So there's me and Turtlebox, J-Row, and Dish KP right there. And you're like, okay, that's cool, Beth. How do I join? So we have a great way to do that. And you can go to the communityofcardboard.com, our website, charity and giving. And right here we have join the charity team. And for me, it's not going to show you anything. I always sign in with Twitch. So there we go. You have been invited to join the community of Cardboard to help them fundraise for a great cause. You're like, great, Beth, I'm in. I've joined the team, and I'm putting that in the podium Q&A as well. So you can go directly there. So you accept that. I'm already a member. So for me, it doesn't work, right? And now you're like, great, I want to start a new campaign. So I have quite a bit of things going on here. You can see that. And we're going to actually set up a new team campaign for next month. So let me pull up my other information tab, my other window. So new window. You guys shouldn't be able to see that. You can't. Yay. And I'm going to look at something real quick. Drop. Okay. So I use a handy guest introduction sheet. I use this for everything. I'm going to share it on my window so the people in Discord can see this. And I'm going to link this as well, so you can maybe take an idea from this. And I use it to introduce my guests to myself, my stream, what they can expect. In July, the charity that I'll be supporting is Partnership Against Domestic Violence. So I know that, and I already know that I have all of these. So you guys won't be setting up this team campaign. I'm going to set this up because I need to. So partnership against domestic violence. And I believe it's this one. Hold on. So we're going to set it up as a team. You guys would click individual, select community cardboard. I always name this something generic. To support the No More Cam nonprofit. And I like to, because people can see this, I like to go to No More nonprofit and take that to find out more. Check out nomore.org. All right, so we've set up our campaign. We're going to manually add our platform because I have this set up to something else. And then continue. If you do have a YouTube about this campaign, you can put that there. I skip. I'm going to skip adding an image for now. And our campaign goal for the community cardboard is going to be $10,000. So we created a campaign. Woohoo! All right, so the next thing is to publish, which we will do that now. Goal cannot be decreased, campaign name cannot be changed, and actually I need to change that to community of, because I'm different than that. No More campaign, July 2022. In July. All right, so save changes and then publish. All right, so that is how to set up for a team, right? But we're not a team. We're a person. So we go back to our dashboard and you want to create a new individual campaign. So we're going to go to our campaign. You still have to know the cause that we're starting with. So you'll go there. You're an individual, or actually you're supporting. So let's make sure, select a campaign to support. If you're already a member of the team, you should be able to see that. We'll name this one the QOC No More campaign in July. QOC's charity and chaos will be shuffling up in support of No More. To find out more about No More, check out, and then we continue. Again, we'll do Queen of Cardboard. All right, and then we skip that. We're not going to upload an image. You can if you'd like to. And this is where I set my personal goal. So here's the great thing about goals. You can always set it small. You can set it big. You can set it whatever you want. But when you set a goal on Tiltify, you want to make sure that you don't do something. You can't decrease it once you publish it. So keep that in mind. So we're going to set this at 2,500 for No More and then continue. You can always increase this. Don't worry about that. So we're going to continue. Cool. So you can add a schedule, add some incentives, but these are all, I feel, pretty understandable. You create a reward. It's all very clear to like what you want to do. And what I love about this is that you can create rewards at any point in time. So we're going to do an overlay, because that is the thing that you want to add to your stream to make sure that people know that when they support you, when they support your charity, they're getting to see that live on your channel. So we're going to create a new overlay. If you don't know how to create an overlay, you can go to the default. So that is the default, right? It's got a QR code. It's got this little alert thing. So what you want to do, if this is the way that you like it, what you want to do is you want to copy that overlay or URL. We're going to add a display capture. No, we're going to add a browser. My bad, guys. Sorry. And I'm going to call this Tiltify. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that to a new scene. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I might want Tiltify on sometimes, I might want it off other times, but I know that I want all my Tiltify stuff together in a group. So this is going to give me a new blank source, and I'm going to add a browser here. So this one is default overlay. So we're going to paste in that browser source. I know what my settings are here, but maybe you don't. So if you don't know what your video settings are, you can always go to settings and video. When you're live, you can't change this, but you want your output to match what it does there. So 1280 by 720, I think. Let me check again. This is how I know how to do things. So you're going to go to settings and video, 1280 by 720. Okay. So we're going to set, okay, I do like to shut down source when not visible. And I also like to refresh browser when the scene becomes active. And the reason I do those things is because if I'm not using it, I want to make sure that people can see it. Okay. So we're going to click that and okay. And then all of a sudden this popped up and I know that it is not showing everything because I can see, if we go back to the talk stream, I can actually see that it's supposed to show this top donation on the right. So what is the problem? That problem is that this is set to 920 by 1080. So some overlays are going to be different sizes than what you're streaming at. And that's easy to fix. You just change the width and the height, 920 by 1080 in your streams. And you're like, but Beth, it's still not showing. Right click, transform, and fit to screen. And now we have it showing. This is our default overlay for Tiltify, but it's not showing here. So I'm going to add a scene and add my Tiltify scene to the top. Well, now it's showing, but the problem that we have is it doesn't all fit where we want it to, right? So I know that this here is a little too big, and I'm gonna kind of see if I can work with it. I'm gonna make it 95 by 95, right? And we're gonna put it right here because I think that's gonna work. And as soon as I save changes, I can actually reload overlays, and that's down there. So now I know I want to move it a little bit more and a little bit more over to the right. And this is like, honestly, over time, this is just getting used to things. But now that Tiltify QR code is in the perfect spot. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to change this to the bottom because it's just not going to work there. So I'm going to change it to the bottom. Put it right there in the middle. And reload my overlay. And that's perfect, right? Or ish. I do think that this one is a little too, what's the word? I don't like how close to the end this particular overlay is. you're welcome to change it. You can add different widgets like these to kind of change what you're wanting your bar to look like. I actually really like this throwback milestone tracker. I don't know why. I think it's super fun. I also like this progress boost bar. There's different ways that you can put it on, or you can just play with it. Thank you, Sinister Slim. Appreciate the follow. All right, so we're going to save those changes. And now what's going to happen, let's position that. We want it at 0, and we want that at 1080, 1070, 1060, 1050, 1010. I like that. We'll save changes. We'll refresh our overlays. There we go. Perfect. So now if we want to test that, you can actually click this test donation up here on the right, and you can do a donation amount. So 500, 4444, and we'll send one donation through. So it showed up here. It didn't show up here. So we know that's not working correctly for whatever reason. And the other thing that I like to add is I like to add an alert, like an applause. And I like to say like, yay, in my GIF bars. I like people to know that I'm excited that they are sharing their time, their money with me. So we're going to actually move this up. I think I know what the problem is. And then we're going to test it again. 444, send test. Awesome. So we want that here. And you can see this. Yeah. Okay. So we want that here. We want it big. Save changes. Test donation again. Yeah. Perfect. And then we'll put these down here at the bottom. If this is something that doesn't work for you, the event list, you can just delete it. Like this particular background is super wide, super busy. It's not something that I can really easily put up an alert. I could take the time to share it with my chat, but I just didn't do that today. All right, so now we've set up our information for that. We've set up our campaign. We've joined a team. We have a basic overlay. I definitely suggest getting Stream Elements for that. But the other thing that you need to know is that Stream Elements has a bot. I'm going to take this moment to answer any questions that you might have. So if you are in Discord, go ahead and post your questions in the podium Q&A. And if you are in Twitch, go ahead and post it in the chat. I know I already have a question from Trap, and they asked 2 questions. What inspired you to become a creator? And am I more of a cat person or a dog person? I was inspired to become a creator actually by a friend of mine. His name is Lucy, and we were admins in Ben Brainerd's Discord together. Yes, that's Ben Brainerd, the TikToker. If you don't know who that person is, definitely give him a follow. He's super funny, and I love everything about it. My friend had lost his job, and me being naive and kind of silly said, why don't we start streaming? We both love video games. We were playing video games together all the time, and it was a pretty easy jump to go from there to streaming. So we did. We just started streaming. And I found out a couple things. One, I don't particularly like talking to myself. So this is actually a huge difference for me from what I normally do. I'm a little uncomfortable, so I hope you guys are bearing with me. And 2, I didn't always like to play video games. I didn't really want to be a variety streamer. I didn't like trying to learn a new game all the time. I don't like being bad at things. And life things happened, and I ended up switching over to Magic about 9-10 months ago. And I'll be honest, I haven't looked back. But one of the reasons why we wanted to start the community of cardboard was because I realized as a small creator how hard it can be to get a voice, to put yourself out there, to do good in the world, and have anybody see that. And it can be very depressing, trying to work again and again and again and again and get nothing back from that. And so the community of cardboard, while we are still growing and I'm still trying to fully flesh out that mission, the main mission is to put good into the world and also share a platform so other people can talk. So I hope that answers your question. And the second question, I'm definitely more of a dog person. I have 2 boxers myself. I don't dislike cats. I just don't want cats in my home. I like other people's cats. All right, so back to things. We've got our overlay. We've joined a team. We're almost ready to stream. Or are we? That's the question. So this is a time where we have to ask ourselves, what are your goals? What are you streaming for? So our goals are always going to be what makes us happy. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about what you'd like to do, how you'd like to grow, what makes you happy? What is your end goal? Is your end goal to be a famous YouTuber and make millions? Well, that's great. I wish you the best. And I really, really, really hope that everyone does their research when trying to do that. When you're trying to get a goal, how do you get there? And also, my number one tip for growing is to not forget who got you there, and also continue to show other people time. So if you don't have the time to put into other people and to give to other people, it's going to be a lot harder to grow because people are going to find you through other people. That's how this works. It is connecting and connecting and connecting and connecting again and again and again. So remember, as much time as you're putting into streaming and setting up your stream and making sure that everything looks great, you have to put in double that time into connecting with people. So I hope that the community cardboard can help you do that. All right. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to get our bot set up, because a lot of people were going to come into a stream and they're going to see that you are raising funds for charity, right? And that's all fun and dandy, but the problem is they can't donate. So how do we get that available? First, you're going to want to find where your donation thing is, where your donation link is, because at this point, I'm deep into overlays and I can't find it. So I always go back to my profile, and you can not only see every campaign that I've ever done, how long I've been a member for, the total amount I've raised on Tiltify. You can also see my team memberships, and you can see where my other campaigns are. That other campaign that we just started is not there because guess what? It's not public. So even though you can see this here, you can't see the thing that is happening. Now, we're going to go ahead and view campaign. This campaign right here, even if I opened a incognito window, if I open another window, I'm going to be taken right there. Even if I sign out, that is always going to take me there. So that includes your donate button. That includes a contact for the fundraiser. That includes people who have donated. You can make that live. And if you aren't streaming, you can't, if you're not logged in, you can't see what these are, but this is a redemption. You can also do notes here. we on this channel allow people to donate to get their channel points back. And then I'm going to sign back in. You can actually see in your dashboard, I'm like trying to click there. You can see in your dashboard what people have redeemed. So I'm just going to scroll down because we've got an incentive here. So that incentive was to donate to get those tokens. And I still haven't sent those tokens, Bio. So let me know if Grubble has not gotten those to you. All right. So you can also see if you've made your goals. So we made our goal for our Trevor Project Foundation, and it looks like we didn't make our goal for Play Live, which this is actually kind of funny because we did make our goal. We can go into detail, and I'm trying not to dox anybody, so I'm not going to go into detail, but this goal was actually a stretch goal, and we raised it twice during things. So make sure that you're looking at your numbers, sure, but don't get down because any little bit matters. All right. You can also set this up to switch. Obviously, this is my cam. Hi. I have a background blocker on there. I'm going to show you that as well. You can right click in filters. And I have a separate app called background removal, which is actually what's causing this because I don't have a green screen. But if you have a green screen, the only thing that you need to do is turn on this chroma key and make it to the color of your screen behind you, and that will do that. I actually will probably get a green screen at some point, but here's the secret. I am streaming from my living room, so there's not a good way to put a screen behind me. And if I turn this off, not that. If I turn this off, not that. If I turn that off, you can see my whole living room. So this was a way to change that. And I actually did that just for this stream because generally my camera faces that way, which is a wall. So another thing you might be wondering about is this cool stinger transition. When I switch streams, when I switch scenes, it goes from stinger transition to stinger transition. So we put in our scene transitions here, stinger and properties. Now I just have a cute little stinger here, and I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to show you guys that. Let's see. We will add in a display capture here, and I'm going to make that display capture left screen. Okay, and we don't want display one. We actually want, yeah, we do want display one. Cool. So we've got display one right there, and I can actually, I'm gonna make that go below my stream Pride Talk. I'm gonna resize that. Actually, let's resize it to, again, transform, fit to screen. It makes it a lot easier to work with. And we're going to alt click and drag that up to cut off the bottom and cut off the top. Actually, alt click? Yeah, alt click. No. Space click? No. Space click? No. Shift click? No. It is alt click. I don't know why it's not working the way I want it to. There we go. So we'll alt click and we'll cut off that top and bottom. And then we're going to put it right over the top of the other one. And that's something to keep in mind too. When you're cutting it off like that, you want it to make sure that it is showing what you need. And then we're going to go back to our properties, our stinger transition. I'm going to put that over there. And look, now you guys can see that on stream. So I have what a stinger transition is basically a video. And you can find plenty of them out there. We just have one up there. the most important thing is making sure you have the right transition point. And I find that if you're using a pre-made stinger, the correct transition point is 500. I don't know why. Someone smarter than me can figure that out, but I just wanted to let you know that for the most part, 500 is going to be the correct transition point. And what that is going to do is give you that fun slide through when you swipe through. Now, if you don't want a stinger transition, OBS has some great things in already. You can do a swipe. You just say swipe. So when we do left and right, we swipe. I just think the stinger is really cool. It adds a little bit of spice. And the goal eventually is to actually have our stinger be our COC logo. So, and it'll come out and go in. Anyway, it's not the point. That is the eventual goal. So there we have it. We have our stinger transitions. We have our audio setup. You can also set up audio here. So that's really helpful if you have a Go XLR where you're like, okay, I want to set up audio. You're going to go to sources and audio, output capture, I believe. Let me double check. And you're going to pick your default device. So you're going to pick your device. For me, I have a lot of different ones. So like I like to keep my music separate. So I will make that device music. And it's always good to rename that so you remember what it is. For you on Discord, you can actually see me doing this. So I'll name that music. And now when I scroll down, if there's music coming through, we can see that. So let's put on some music just so you guys can get the idea. I use a playlist on Spotify called Churn Beats. When you're using music, you want to make sure that it's copyright and DMCA safe. Otherwise, your videos are going to get taken down. So now when I play music, I want to turn that way down. I don't want it to override me. I generally keep it low in the background, and it is completely separate from my mic and audio. Or it should be. So that's a Go XLR problem, but that's not a problem for us today. You can also just but now they can, and I can mute that music. So I usually keep that playing in the background for when I'm switching to BRBs, or I am on my ending scene or my starting scene. So let's go through how to add a new scene and why you might want to. So I'm going to add my ending scene. Ending scenes are really great because it's a way to transition to the end of your stream. It's really good when you're downloading VODs for YouTube or those kinds of things. So we're going to add that scene. When we switch to it, because I'm doing this live, when I go to that on OBS, it's a blank screen. So if you're watching on Twitch right now, you're like, well, I don't see anything. That's fair. So I'm going to come back to my stream elements, and I'm going to do that from my talk screen so you can see that. Stream elements, dashboard overlays, and you can see that I have some overlays ready to go. These are really cool because I downloaded them directly from Stream Elements. They're already in there. So I want a stream ending scene, which is this one right here. I'm going to go right here and copy the URL, and then we're going to go to that ending scene. We're going to add a browser source, ending. All right. And we're going to put that in there. So now I've got it in there, but you're like, Beth, why is it like that? So remember when I said that it's going to be the same resolution? You want to make sure that your resolution is the same. So this is 1920 by 1080. Okay. So now I set it up and it definitely shows the whole image. You need to right click, transform, and fit that to screen. And now you have that perfect. And I also want to make sure that we still have our COC logo there. So I'm going to add that as existing scene. And now we have that as well. You want to make sure that whatever you want to see is on the top. So on the top of that sources, I have COC. When I drag it below, even though it's visible, it's not visible. And let's say I wanted to move this so it's in a different place on this. I can move the whole scene. Even though it might have other stuff, I can move that whole scene. And I'm able to do that without moving my ending scene because I have that locked. I just hit that lock button right there. You can also hit that eyeball and take those away as well. So that's something to keep in mind when you're setting that up. I am going to check Discord and see if I have any more questions in here. But let's talk about why you might want to join the Community of Cardboard team. So I'm going to go back to my profile and back to our team here. So this is our team page right now. We obviously have some campaigns. We set relatively large goals for 4 people. We haven't gotten there yet, but that's okay. We're still growing and you guys might be joining us. The reason you might want to join us and stream for the Community of Cardboard is because I think, as one of the Council of Community of Cardboard members, that we need to reward people doing good, both on the streaming side of things and on the donating side of things. So when you stream for our community, you are entered to win certain prizes, be rewarded, be shouted out, all kinds of fun stuff. And for this event on Saturday, you actually get to set up your own stream. So you can set up your own stream on your channel, and we're going to automatically enter you into winning prizes. And I just want to talk about what some of those prizes are and the charity that we are raising funds for. So on Saturday and Sunday, if you join our team and you stream in support of Trans Lifeline, whether or not anyone donates at all, you will be entered to win some prizes. One of those prizes will be a quiver time. So if you've ever seen a quiver from Quiver Time, one of our team members will be winning that if they stream on Saturday or Sunday. I will be giving away a couple of commander decks and also some packs. So those will be things that you as a streamer could win, just by, putting that out there, whether or not you raise funds. Because the cool thing is that I can go back and double check, make sure that you did the stream, make sure that it was on Tiltify, make sure this campaign was set up, and it will be for you, for your friends. So the one other thing that I skipped over and wanted to go back to is I want to show you how to set up your bot. So I have a Stream Elements chatbot. And if you go to chatbot itself, it's going to show you how to set up the chatbot. There's plenty of information about that, but I specifically want to go over a timer because timers are important. Timers are what lets people know what you're doing without being overly annoying. So I have some that I don't use. I have some that I do use. And let's look at our donation timer. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this donation timer is something that I set up automatically. It has an online interval of 15 minutes. It does go off. It does not go on when I'm offline. And there has to be 3 chat lines in the last 5 minutes to activate it. And what that means is that if, like today, where it's a little bit of a quieter day, if no one is chatting, no one is talking, you're not going to see that go off at all. Sometimes I'll just copy that entire message and put it in myself to chat. So you can see for the month of June, we are raising funds through Tiltify for Trans Lifeline, and you can donate here. and I have my donation link for Trans Lifeline. It's very important that you set up your own donation link. While a lot of people prefer or think that they could grab my donation link, hi bio, that might work, but it doesn't get you any of the prizes. If that's the way you want to go, that's fine. I totally get it. But I think that there is always some pride to be taken when you get that first donation in. Hi, Dingus. Welcome. So yeah, that's setting up your timer. Yay. And you can save that. And what I like about this is that, as you can see, I've got several timers here. If I don't want one to go off anymore for whatever reason, but I might want it for something else, I can just turn that on and off right there. The one thing that you want to make sure that you do is that you give that bot mod. So we can actually see who's sitting in chat right now. We've got several users. This isn't always exactly right. So don't expect these people to always be in there, but you can see in moderators, this is what I want you to see. I have MTG bot, so you can always identify cards, and I also have my Stream Elements bot. You want to give your Stream Elements bot moderator. And the way you do that is you do /mod and you type in the name. So Stream Elements, and it's already a moderator of this channel. If you don't make your bot a moderator, it can't do what it needs to do. Awesome. So I think we've gone over a lot in the last little bit. I don't even know how long we've been live for. Ooh, yes, I do. It's right down here. I've been live for 49 minutes, almost an hour. I'm going to pause just for a second. If anybody wants me to go over something again, if you have questions, and see what you guys want to talk about. But yeah, that's how you do that. That's how you stream for charity. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is how to find a cause on Tiltify. So when you're looking through Tiltify, you can actually go to Explore and you can look for all kinds of campaigns and teams. So for example, this should work if I spell it right. If you go through there, you can actually find the team Community of Cardboard right there. You can look at that team, see who's on the team, all of that fun stuff. And you can also go to our Twitter directly there. Another thing you can do is, let's say you don't know what you want to support, but you want to support a certain cause, like trans. So you can come here and you can find some causes that obviously are trans related, like the Trans Empowerment Project. You can see who they are, what they do. You might find all of their links. You can contact them. So that's something to do. You can go to their website, Disabled Trans People of Color Deserve to Thrive. And then I want to talk to you also about picking a charity, how I do that, and why maybe I'm not picking the charity that you think I should pick. With my LGS connections, are there any opportunities to sponsor prizes at a discount? For myself, yes, I do get prizes at a discount. That's why I'm able to do some of the giveaways that I am. I highly suggest that you connect with your LGS and tell them what you want to do. Our LGS does a lot of charity work themselves. So when I say that I want to do this for charity, a good thing to do is say, listen, I'm part of this team. This is what they're doing. This is who's in the team. And this is how long they've been around. This is who they're supporting, even if it's just you. So I'm going to take you to a website called Charity Navigator. And this is going to put you in touch with a lot of different charities. Now, the thing to note, Charity Navigator isn't connected to Tiltify. So there is a chance that you can't do the charity that you've picked through Tiltify. But for example, let's say that we wanted to do something in support of gun violence protection or victim support. So there's some resources here about that information. There's some information about how confident they are, like Mental Health America or NAMI. So we're going to click on NAMI. This is who received the support from Mental Health Magic with Hobbs. And this is how you can know what they are, why they are a 4-star charity. So the financial details are an 88.7, which means that program expenses, 81% goes to that. Program fundraising, administration, admin expenses, that's what it spends on overhead, administrative staffs, associated costs, fundraising expenses, fundraising efficiency, the amount spent to raise $1 in charitable contributions, working capital. So that's how long it could sustain itself. So you can look at all of this information in a really easy way to read. And you can also find out what information might be conflicting for you. So this are their transparencies, their CEO, so that's how we know how those metrics are good. You can also actually look at their information, their salaries. So you can sit there and say, hey, this is something that I'm interested in knowing more about. And you can also look and see over time if this charity has gotten better or worse according to Charity Navigator. So something to keep in mind. You can also go to Hot Topics, read about that, see things that might interest you, tips for donors, how to keep your information, how to make an impact, managing finances, that kind of thing, supporting specific organizations. So even if you're not joining the Community of Cardboard's team and you want to donate to charity or you want to stream for charity, this is a really good spot to start because there's so much information out here that you can say, hey, I know that this is what I want to support. And you can filter by state. You can go to 4-star charities and make sure that you're looking at this because some of these charities got their charity 4-star, but they didn't actually report things that maybe you want to know that are important to you to know. You can also type in keywords up here. So veteran, if I wanted to do something for veterans and service members, we know that we've got several 4-star organizations. We've got the DAV, Gary Sinise Foundation, Hope for Warriors. And you can definitely sit there and say, okay, this is who I want to pick. This is where I want to do it. And that way, you know, when you set something up that you're passionate about it. All right, guys. So we have been live for a full hour. I think that I've given you a lot of information. I will be around all day. So if you're looking for me to tell you more, then find me on Twitter at Queen of Cardboard, or of course in this Discord. I'm here all the time. You can always ask questions in that podium Q&A. You can always ask questions to our other community voices. You can do that in our Make Merry channel, whatever you need to do to get your streaming journey started. Thank you guys so much. I will be live this Saturday at noon with some great guests raising funds for Trans Lifeline as part of the Community of Cardboard. And you can find that stream on twitch.tv/community of cardboard. Bye, everybody.